to bet you it's in your life as well. So we're going to talk a lot about change, how you can embrace it, segue from one something to another. And we're going to have fun in the process and leave you with some information that will benefit you on your journey. Because aren't we all on a journey? I am Joy Ruffin, your style and leadership coach. I support women in their second chapter, second act, midlife to amp up their wow factor because they're sick and tired and weary of struggling to style themselves. And there's a lot more involved with that. I have a workshop coming up. I'm going to share that with you. But for now, I want you to meet our guest. Our guest tonight, Lynda Louden. I want you to come up, Lynda, and I want you to say hello and thank you for being here. I'm honored to have you with us tonight. Welcome.
Such a pleasure. Thank you, Joy, so much. This is a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun because, listen, my mantra is if you can't have fun, let's not do it. So I make so many boo-boos and mistakes here that people laugh with me and never at me, and it's a good thing. But tell us, Lynda, I love the title you gave me. Who said change is scary? It can be wonderful if you embrace it. So tell us how you came to this and what you're doing now, as briefly as you can.
I think change happens. Everybody's scared because everybody wants to stay right where they are and they're safe in that little cocoon. However, change is what brings growth when we're willing to step out of that box that we like to be safe in. So we need to grow and expand. And that's where the challenge is. And that's where we show our strengths and even learn more about us.
Spot on, spot on. It is scary, and yet it's so prevalent. I think change and time, and they're synchronized together. That's what life is all about. And until you can embrace it, it's going to present all kinds of challenges for you. Now, I know you're not doing it anymore. You started off as an interior designer, and you did that successfully for a lot of years. But what made you segue to what you're doing now and share with us what you're doing now?
I was an interior designer. I went to school. Between my first and second marriage, I love interior design. And I says, well, if I can go back to school, I'll go back to school to be an interior designer. And I did, and it was fabulous. I went to school in New York City. It was phenomenal.
Yes.
And I've been doing it for 20 years. I did it 10 years in New Jersey, and I've been doing it 10 years here in Florida. And I joined Toastmasters about 8 years ago, public speaking. And it just... I loved it. I loved it. I've always been a bookworm, and I love to read everything. And then I love to share all of that with others. Learning is just so much fun. I think for me, and I want to share. That's my word of the year, share.
I like it. I like it. I like it. It's better than this word I'm getting sick of, authentic, because it's overused. But let me say, when you shared what you just did with us and the audience, it warmed my heart because I know all about Toastmasters. It's a great organization. And you said that you got involved and now you want to do more and more public speaking. And yet you have your natural innate love for interior design. So I get it. What and how did you decide that you wanted to segue from what you will always love to what you want to do now? Share with us a little bit about that.
Well, I still go around my house and change up my veneers every other weekend, how everything's arranged. I'm still moving furniture, but it's my own. And a public speaking, and I love to write. I have to say that maybe is the segue, is I love pen and paper in my hand, and I love to take material and learn how to present it to others. So that was probably it. Those two loves of mine combating each other, interior design, reading, learning, and writing. And now here I am in the second half of my life.
Well, listen, I'm working with women who are in their second act, second chapter, midlife, and I'm talking regardless of age, because it could be somebody in their 30s or 40s for that matter.
Right.
What you said is, I want to dovetail back on it, because I don't know if I'm in sync with the verbiage. You said they were combating one another, the writing, the speaking, the reading, and all of that. I think they're aligned. I think they have a natural courtship with one another. And so I get it. So I don't think there's
right. Those three do, but Interior design is very much a service industry. You see? See the difference?
I do. I thought you meant
Yes.
that in regards to speaking and reading and writing. So that's
No.
different. Now, I know that you've read zillions of books and you're very much into being on top of what's current and what's useful in the work that you want to do. You gave me a list of some great authors that you've read. List off a few to us because, and what they gave you. You mentioned one of my, all of them are my favorites, but I would have to put him at the top of the list. And I met him through Oprah. I didn't know him before, was Eckhart Tolle.
Well, Eckhart is the gentleman who really taught me how important it is to stay in the now, because I am anxiety and worry. I worry about the past and the future. And Eckhart really expressed beautifully how staying in the moment just gets rid of all the before and after. It's just remarkable. So now when I breathe, and I could say, in the moment, Lynda, in the moment. It's powerful.
It is powerful.
It's powerful.
Lynda, the way that you express that, this is why he's probably one of my favorites. And you maybe not knowing it or a kindred soul, because I too had that dance between the old and the new, the past and the future, and the moment is what's important. And so somehow he brought that home to me. But the way that you just expressed it there, I think that was really spot on. I appreciate you for giving us that. Give us some names of some others that you've read and what they gave you, because everyone likes stories and everyone wants to take in something that's going to benefit them on their journey. Because Lynda, we're all on a journey. No doubt about it.
I like Jim Collins. Jim Collins is good to great. You know, you think you're in an okay place, but we can always do better. The universe is so big. We're never really going to stop learning. And it's that way in our personal life as well. There's always going to be something more and new and wonderful to find. So we mustn't think that we're ever at the top. There's always more.
Always more. Always
There's
more.
always more. You think you love chocolate and chocolate cake? I swear to God, there's more and better. Well, I don't really know about that. I love chocolate, but you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. And I'm chuckling in love because I think somewhere you share with me that you love to cook too, don't you?
Yes, I do. I do.
So that more and that better in the way that you express that.
We had lamb chops for the first time tonight. They were outstanding with mint jelly.
Oh, that's my hubby's favorite. One of his many favorites.
It was fantastic.
One of the dances that we had in our courtship, and we still have it in a different way, was the love of dining. Dining, yes. My love, not eating. Big, big difference. Tell us a little bit about, well, tell us a lot about the vision board, the workshops, and what you have in the works that you'll be working on so that we can get people excited to connect and know you and see and hear and view what you're all about.
All right. Vision boards. I learned from a girlfriend about 8 years ago what a vision board was. I had absolutely no idea. And Tina says, come on, let's do a vision board for the end of the year. I said, okay, even though I knew nothing.
Yeah.
And I loved it. All it is looking at pictures and seeing what impresses your heart and then putting it on paper. And as a few examples, I put down, I want a dog. So I put a picture of a dog on my vision board. Within 6 months, I had a dog. Now, this one's very new for 2021.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking through my magazines and I see this bright blue house. It's a little tiny house, and it's secluded in not a forest, but kind of a beachy thing.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I don't know why I did that, but I put it on there because I liked it. We're out shopping a week or two later, and I see this picture with two little houses on the beach, and the bright blue is the same bright blue that I picked out for my vision board. And I had a picture in my foyer, that I bought 20 years ago when I was in New Jersey. it's time for a change. So now I have my bright blue house in my foyer on the wall because of my vision board. My heart spoke to my mind, and then I could go out and get it done. It was phenomenal.
Lynda, I love this. And I have to tell you, I've spoke with a lot of people and I've listened to a lot of people talk about vision boards. But you brought something home to me that really resonated. And that is, you said, it speaks to your heart. I don't think I've ever heard anyone express it that way. So I get that reading and writing that you're very voraciously involved with and love, because I've always called it the hub, where the head and the heart are connected.
Oh, I like that too.
My goodness. And, but wait, my love. And then it travels up, down, however you want to, circles into the substance, which is the soul of you. That's why the vision board is so popular.
Beautiful. Yes.
I love the way you express that. So what are you planning in the future with vision boards, and how you're going to use that to mingle and connect with other people?
Well, I have a vision board workshop the first Saturday of every month at 2:00. It's a Zoom meeting.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, I'm having a phenomenal time. It starts at 2 and goes till about 4:30. And I recommend that everyone have a binder. I have a binder like this. This is my binder. You see, it's a 2-inch binder, so it's lots of space. And you just work on things as you go. I have a topic each month that we're going to talk about, whether it's relationships for April, Valentine's Day. For February, I did talk about relationships. And then April, I'm having it be change, because of March winds brings April showers. So I'm talking about change and what changes we're afraid of, or what changes we have done. I think we forget to celebrate our victories. And so that's what, when we make lists, I want people to list. Now, what have I done that is remarkable? Or what have I done that I was scared of, but I did it? Do you know what I mean? To review what we've done and to be able to say, oh, I did it, is powerful.
It is powerful. And I like that. And you know what else? That you're building, no matter when, how they come in, it around the monthly vibe, the monthly seasonal vibe, so that
you have to try to be relevant. So I try to be relevant.
Yes, well, you don't have to try. I think you are. What other than the 2 examples that you gave us, what other tips, nuggets can you share with us about the vision boards and why it's so impactful for you? Because I'm sensing it, I'm feeling it. It's something that's given you a lot, and you have just picked up and you're going to run with it, and you're inviting others to join you. What is that seed that did that for you?
What was fascinating to me, since I have always been a writer, I think the visual part of it for me has been very transformational, because we learn, if we can learn with more than 1 or 2 or 3 ways, we are learning more and better. And we're like you spoke with, we're getting our heart involved. So when we can make a list, now that's good. But if we can put a picture with it, do you see how much excitement that brings to the equation? It really is very powerful. Now, I have vision boards that I hang on the wall so that as I pass them, I can review it. But then I have my notebook where I can make updates, and I can even review where I was last year with this year. So it's just powerful to be able to see who you are, where you want to go.
Well, you are, without question, very much involved and connected to this, and you're using words that are very meaningful, impactful, and right there with what you're doing with the vision boards, because you use the word transformational, and that's and powerful. Transformation, even when you think it's not good, it is powerful, because it's segueing you from something that you might not think is going to be good for you. And maybe initially you might not think so, but ultimately the universe, the divine, is always aligning you, right? With where you need to be.
I think that's very interesting that you kind of go that way. we're also learning to trust the universe, that the universe knows what's best for us. And that is just a powerful moment when you realize, oh my God, it worked. I was scared to death and it worked. And the universe just helps you. You kind of have to put your heart in its hands. It's so good.
Oh,
It's
Lynda,
so good.
it's so good. It's so good. And what you said, you took it in another direction, but they align together. You said it's helping us, it's supporting us, it's giving us what we need so that we can trust it. It's also asking us to trust ourselves more.
Exactly.
That's
We don't
exactly.
realize our own strength. We don't realize our own power. And that's part of the whole thing is that uh, we go from a little bloom and then boink, we become a full-blown blossom and it's gorgeous. But until we poke through the earth and look at the sun, we don't know our potential.
Exactly, exactly. And you know what, Lynda, when you think about it, I'm a deep thinker too. And when I was much, much younger, and I'm still young and always will be, I was a voracious reader. I would read everything because I had all these learning disabilities and I couldn't keep up with the people in school and so on and so forth. But the bottom line here is that what I discovered is that many of us, lots of us, we love butterflies. And why do we love butterflies? Because of that transformational step that they're involved with. We see that butterfly and we see it in embryo. It's not the same with birthing babies, but when you see and you know a little bit about butterflies, you can see that trend. And there is no butterfly that's not beautiful, right? And we're all so unique. So I get your vision board, and the way that you explained it, you have my heart popping. It's very, very good. I think it's wonderful. Listen, Linda, there's a lot. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to say something to the audience here, and then I'm going to be back with you in just a second. I'm going to put you in the green room. Sit there for just a minute. Don't go anywhere. Don't run. And I'll be back with you in a minute, and we'll continue our conversation. All righty? Thank you. All righty. Listen, we're talking about vision boards. We're talking about change. We're talking about segueing from one something to another, which is what change is about. And it's absolutely yummy because we're all involved with this. So I want you to, as I scroll across Lynda's website, email, and her phone number, get in touch because these vision boards, I'm going to attend one. I don't know when, but I know that I will because I met this woman at one of our fantastic groups, and we'll talk about that a wee bit too. But I belong to several good groups, and this is one of my favorites, and I have 5 favorites. But I want you to connect with her because what she's about and what she's doing, and plus, you never know, she still has that love for interior design. If you need a little help there, maybe, you never know. The universe is huge and yet it's small. So make the connection. And also, I want to share with you that I'm going to be doing a free workshop. I've given it a date, and the date I think is April the 22nd. It's on a Thursday, and it's going to be at 4:30. I'm just decided to do this today. I'm going to start to put all the information up, and I'm going to be inviting you and everyone. It's free because I want to share with you. For me, it's about this movement, about us as women, and as Lynda has said to us, trusting ourselves and knowing what's best for us and what helps us, allows us to stand up and shine. That's what we're here to do because we are heart-centered leaders, and that's why we're here. So I'll put all of this information up. It'll be coming through regularly, and I'm going to invite you to join me for this free webinar. You're going to absolutely, it's not going to be a webinar, it's going to be a workshop, but you'll love it. I want to get back to Lynda now because I want to hear more about what she's doing and how, so that we can talk a little bit more, Lynda, about other than the vision boards and the workshops. Tell us a little bit about the public speaking and what you want to be doing and how you want to engage with that. And maybe some of the signature talks that you're going to be doing. Share with us what it might be an embryo still. Maybe you haven't birthed it yet, but we love stories. So share with us what you think you might be doing once you get out there and about.
All right. Well, I have several ideas, and I think they're all very fun and wonderful. Those networking groups you mentioned that you're involved in 3, and I'm probably involved as many
Yes.
as you are.
Yes.
And there's so many wonderful women out there that are just getting their feet wet with this networking thing. And I swear to God, they don't know how to give an elevator speech. Now,
Yes.
I can teach them how to give an elevator speech.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
start with who you are and end with who you are,
Yes.
and have a little wow in the middle. So that I think would be something really easy and really beneficial. You know,
Yes.
these girls are scared to death to get up and say who they are.
Well, you know,
They are. You know, we've been doing it for decades, but not these new girls.
well, you know, they say that public speaking period is one of the deathly
Yes,
fears that
yes.
people, not only women, people have.
I
So
know.
there's no question that you'll help them with that. You
Yes.
can do in fact, I have another friend who I belong to in another group. She does just that. She invites them into her home and she helps them to elevate their signature talk, speech, introductory speech.
That's
And
fantastic.
that's a good thing. So you can
That's a good
certainly
thing.
do that because, you know, the universe, here's what I say, and I got this from another group that I belong to. We as women, we can no longer, and we used to, let's be real. I'm sick of this word authentic. Let's be real because so many women are still competing. There's no competing. Complete one another because everybody has something that you don't have. Take it in, whatever you want, make it yours, not theirs, and then continue on. But share. You started off with that word share. I love sharing. Sharing and promoting others is much more valuable, ultimately, than sharing and promoting yourself. Well, to an extent, I think,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So you're going to be doing that. And how else with the speaking? What else as far as the women's groups and elevated speeches, talks, introductions? What else are you thinking that you might want to do?
One of the things that I've really enjoyed learning was how our personality, who we are, is made up of so many components. We have a social side. We have the side that's in love with our husband. We have the intellectual side. We have our heart side, and how really all those 7 areas of our life really need attention. And we really can't ignore any of them if we want to stay a complete person. So I really liked developing that lecture, that speech with others. Now, on the funny side, I have another speech that I adore, and it's about the man brain and the woman brain.
Ooh.
And how they are entirely different.
Yes, the male and the female.
The male and the female, and how they really are the yin and the yang.
Yes.
But when they're not the yin and the yang, I swear to God, we hate each other, right? So we have to appreciate why we're different and what makes them both beautiful. So my man brain and woman brain is another one of my favorites.
Lynda, I love that we're doing the same thing. We're dancing in the same circle, but different dances, because here's what I know. The universe has shared this with me and I embrace it. We as women, me, most likely you, we come, whatever the background, whatever the upbringing, most of us did not really get the tools and the nuggets that we need to really understand, appreciate, and value ourselves. That's where that confidence and that self-awareness and self-esteem comes in, and it's healthy. That's what we're all doing now. And that's what the universe is saying to us in a different way as well. So what you're going to be doing, you're talking about the core personality. They use different verbiage, personalities, cores, but the masculine and the feminine, that's a good topic. Because what happened with the women's movement is that too many women jumped on board and they were too masculine. They were trying too hard and competing with men. No good.
I don't think they highlighted their best selves.
They didn't. They didn't.
Their best selves got lost in the competition.
And competition is good when it's healthy, but not in that regard. And we as women, we are not here to compete with men. We are here to complement and vice versa. So it's going to be a different school of learning for men once this period is over as well. So it's going to be an interesting dance that all of us will be taking in different ways. I think what you're doing is to be commended, because I don't think it was easy, or I should ask you, was it easy to segue from that very successful work that you were doing to what you're doing now? But I see the smile on your face, so I know it lights you up more so, right?
Well, remember, I've been doing Toastmasters for 6, 7 years now, and I've been doing interior design at the same time. So
Okay.
it's been an okay segue. And I don't think change and nervousness has any kind of, it's always it's always difficult. It's always difficult. But you just have to take the first step.
Yeah.
All you have to do is take the first step. And the next one, it's just one step at a time.
Yes, baby bites.
It's not impossible.
No, it's not. Well, you learn after a while. Listen, I'm a happy senior and I've been on the planet a long time and I'm going to be here a much longer, long time. And I say that erase your fears because listen, this technical me, I just refuse to give up. And I'll ask you 1,000 times, what was that again? And I have no shame and no fear because we have to come aboard. Those of us who weren't in that embryo when it started.
Yes.
We have to come aboard and learn. And that's what I'm about. And I love it. I have to say I love it. And I've met some great trailblazers who assist and help. And I'm sure you're the same. This group that we belong to, we might as well mention the name because I love this group. It's one of my many favorites. And that's the Polka Dot Powerhouse Ladies. And that's where I met you. And then you belong to, I think, another one that I belong to. But it's such a great group. And so when you get ready, and by the way, I'm speaking there next month. So do come. Okay. Because one of the things that we're going to do is get more involved and more active so that we can help and support each other. This completing each other, I embrace, not compete. No competing.
I don't think there's much to be gained by being isolated. I think we have to mingle, and we can learn so much from each other. We have to learn how to relax and let go. And then just enjoy what comes to us. And it's very uplifting.
I think Eckhart was one of the first ones that brought this to my attention. And I think the verbiage, I might be a little bit off, but I remember it said, we have to learn to surrender.
Yeah, that's it. That's
and
it.
Do it in grace.
I didn't really understand that let go. I just thought it was really, what are we letting go? It's like letting go. It's like losing control. But then finally you do. Kind of get the sense of it. It's getting rid of the worry. That's what it is. Yes.
A lot of that, and I don't mean age in the chronological order, but I think experiences, life experiences, and how much you are, because it's all about family, relationships, and community. And the more you're involved, the more you realize, and the more experiences you have, you begin to segue away from things that are worrisome and things that you're afraid of because you just step right in because you know it's okay. And that's what the universe is telling us. Listen,
you can always ask for help.
Always. And you know what? My husband said to me 100,000 years ago, we've been together in every lifetime, I think. He said to me, Joy, never be afraid to ask for help. You're very strong and you're this, that, and the other, but don't be afraid to ask for help. Well, that sage counseling that he gave me, that's why I married the man, because I'm saying, because sometimes you don't want to ask for help. But
I know. You think you're going to be stupid. You think you're going to be stupid, but it's just not true.
And when you come up with learning disabilities the way that I do, that's the first thing that enters your mind. And then if you have anything that people consider, but anyway, that's another saga. Here's what I love about you, Lynda. You're bold, you're courageous, and you're honest. You're real. And you speak your truth, and you're not ashamed to say, well, back in the day, I did this and that, and now I realize. I applaud you for that. I celebrate you for that, because that is always climbing and soaring, because I love being around eagles, and that's how I see you. Now, I want to end with this. What words of advice, jewels, gems, pearls of wisdom would you like to leave us with? I told you the time flies here. It's over.
All right. I think what I think is so important for women, for children, for young women, young men, is to realize that life is a journey.
Yes.
And we're on a path, and we're going great places. And the universe or God, whatever higher being you believe in, does always have your back. And we have to learn how to trust him or it. Because we worry too much that things are going to go wrong. And I swear to God, things work out when you put your hand together with the universe. Do you know how beautiful the universe works? You know, the sun comes up and goes down absolutely every day. It never misses a day. It's amazing. That's how reliable the universe is going to be with you and your journey, no matter what.
Thank you, Lynda. That was a great ending. And I have no doubts of what you just shared with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll put you in the green room, say goodbye.
I love you. Bye-bye. Thank you,
I love
Joy.
you too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What pearls of wisdom she left us with, right? Listen, the men and women that I bring you here on Tuesday nights, stunning, stellar, sterling in every way. Because we're all, she said it, Lynda said it, we're all on a journey. Some people are beginning, some people are midway, some people are at the top, and they're wise enough, those are the eagles, to turn around and know that there are many here to help. And that's what we're all about. I love when you can show up. I know we're all busy, this word. But what I want to share with you is this. Make sure that you channel this video out, share it with every friend that you have, share it with any and everyone who you think the message would be of importance to them. I think it's important to everyone. And know that we are with you every Tuesday and Wednesday night. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, Wednesday night, with the leading lady. We have a leading lady here tonight as well. BIZtoBIZ with Joy. Grow your business in style. Please make sure you connect with Lynda. All of her information will be scrolling across the screen. Be well, stay safe, wear that mask. All the best. Sending you always. Until we connect soon. So long for now.